Greetings once again, Ifiddle Magazine subscribers. I'm Tom Morley, fiddle player, violinist, and author of the book Learn to Play Irish Trad Fiddle. In the third of my continuing series of columns, video columns, here in the digital pages of Ifiddle Magazine, to share my passion for Irish traditional fiddling with all you readers out there. I came to Mike months ago and volunteered to start this column for beginning fiddlers to learn all the different types of Irish traditional tunes. I found out that that's one of the most fun things about this genre of fiddling is there are many styles and sounds of different tunes. In our first column, months ago, we learned one of the quintessential types of Irish dance tunes, a jig in 6/8 time. We learned the lilting banshee. And then in my last column, I taught you all how to play the Red-Haired Boy, a classic Irish reel that is a great tune for all fiddlers everywhere. So now you've got a jig and a reel. Today we're going to learn another kind of tune called a Barndance. You would think that would be some kind of very fast, kind of a very busy tune, but actually in the Irish traditional world, barn dances are slower tunes that have a little bit of a lilt to them, a little bit of a swing, but are not difficult tunes at all, and they make great tunes for beginners to learn. In my book, I've introduced several of barn dance tunes for beginners, and I find that all of my students, no matter what level or age they are, really love to play the barn dance style tunes. Every type of Irish traditional tune, by the way, is named after the kind of a dance step that you do to it, which just really hits home the idea of fiddle tunes being dance tunes. All fiddlers should keep that in mind no matter what type of tune they're playing, whether it's old time tunes or bluegrass, Irish, Scottish, whatever kind of tune you like. You want to ask yourself, when I play this tune, could people dance to it? If you're playing it so fast that nobody could dance to it, well, then you're just trying to play, you're just showing off, really. Barn dance tunes, by the time we learn this one today, you'll be playing it at the actual tempo it goes. So that's another kind of rewarding thing for the beginning fiddler, to play a tune and not say, oh, now I have to try and learn to play it faster. It's not a fast tune. You can almost imagine somebody kind of walking in a regular kind of a walking step when you hear a barn dance tune. This tune is called Lucy Farr's Barndance. It's named for the lady who is attributed to having written it, a woman named Lucy Farr, F-A-R-R. She grew up in Galway in the early 20th century and learned to play fiddle at a time when women or girls were not usually known to play the fiddle, but she grew up in a musical family and picked up the fiddle and soon found herself at the pubs and at the dances and playing. Then she took a break, a very long break, and moved to London and raised a family. And then when she was much older, she picked the fiddle back up and became quite well known in the Irish fiddling scene and the pub scene there in London, where a lot of Irish people had moved over the 20th century and the mid-20th century. She wrote a number of tunes and is well known in Irish traditional circles as a famous fiddler. So I think that's a pretty neat thing, and this tune is named for her. Let's learn the way it goes. It's in the key of G. Got that regular high second fingers on the D string. For F sharp, that's the only sharp in this tune. And the other second fingers are going to be low. You're going to find that this tune really stays on the D and A string for the entire tune. So you're kind of playing the end of one G scale and the start of another one. the notes that really make up this entire tune. You'll stay right in the middle of your instrument. High second fingers on the D string for F sharp, low second finger on the A string for C natural. Well, let me just play the whole tune for you once so you get an idea of it. Then we'll take it apart and learn it piece by piece. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just like I said, it's a melody that stays completely on the D string and A string, so we won't even hit the E string for any note whatsoever. Very repetitive, and it's a fun tune to learn first from music, and as I've encouraged in my other video lessons here, kind of look at the music, learn it that way, check out the slurs, see where your bowing is going on these tunes, and then put the music away and work on the tune by ear by watching the video and keeping it in your head that way. So really only 8 notes in this tune, makes it pretty simple in that regards. It starts very simply with 2 half notes. So that's the easiest way to start. Then the next measure is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then the next melody kind of answers that, just a little higher. So let's listen to those first 4 measures. So then the next 4 measures kind of answer that. So let's put all the first whole section together there. 2, 3, 4. Again. There's the A section. You can see it has a very memorable melody, but it is not a difficult melody and it isn't a busy melody. So that's one of the hallmarks of the Barndance type of tune in Irish traditional music. Well, remember the little bit that we did in the first section that went the ending of the first part? Guess what? Lucy took that ending and made that the beginning of the B part. So here's how the second section starts. It starts on the first finger B on the A string. You just did that in the A section. Then we're going to walk up the fiddle. Then we're going to repeat that. listen to that section again. So you can see how many of the little parts are repetitive. It doesn't have the same kind of repetition that some fiddle tunes do, and jigs and reels, but Lucy took a variety of groupings of notes and moved them over and turned them into the new melody. So the A section and the B section really do match up. As in many fiddle tunes, it starts kind of lower and then moves up into a higher sounding melody for the B section, but not too much, since we've only got 8 notes in this tune to begin with. So I think this makes a great tune for beginners. And Barndance tunes, there's no other kind of tunes like this in old-time fiddling or bluegrass. Other styles don't have these kind of sauntering tunes. So that's another reason that I like these a lot. There's a lot of great Barndance tunes out there, and some of them have really fun names. You should look them up and see if you like this Barndance, you're going to like a lot of the other ones as well. So let me play the whole tune now for you, Lucy Farr's Barndance, and I'm going to play it. We've basically learned it at the right tempo. As I said at the beginning of the lesson here, that's one of the neatest things about the Barndance tunes. They do not go really fast, so you can feel pretty good about learning it and then having fun playing it for folks. So here we go at the right tempo, and start playing along with me anytime you want. Lucy Farr's Barndance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when you look at the music to this tune, which is included in the column here in the digital pages of Ifiddle Magazine, you'll notice that the 8th notes are all through the tune. If you play them exactly as written, the tune will sound a little stiff. It'll sound like this. 3 and 4 and 1, which is what's written on the page. However, once you've heard me play that tune a few times in this video, you'll notice that I slightly swing those 8th notes. I give them what the Irish call a lilt. And so the first 8th note is just a little bit longer than the second one, which gives it a much breezier sound, a jazzy, swingy, whatever you think of when you hear that happen. This is the same thing that happens in American waltz tunes. This happens in hornpipes that we'll learn later on. There's many kinds of tunes where you don't want to play the 8th notes perfectly exact. So once again, let me play those first 8 measures just to point out to you the difference. Here's what it looks like on the page. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3. But you're going to want to play it. You can hear that da 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 instead of da 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 da. You can really hear the lilt in those 8th notes. That will help make your Barndance sound its best. Well, let's see now here in my lessons. We've learned an Irish jig, we've learned a reel, now we've learned a barn dance in this third lesson. I hope you'll stay tuned and watch for the next issues when I'll teach you many other tunes. We have lots of other Irish traditional tunes styles to learn yet. We have slides, we have polkas. Gosh, we haven't even talked about polkas yet. Those are so much fun. We have hornpipes. We have marches, waltzes as well. Beautiful melodies in a waltz style. I hope you're enjoying these Irish traditional tunes so far, and I look forward to teaching you some more in the pages of Ifiddle Magazine. Thanks.